Welcome back to Baggies Walk. There's only one place we're starting this week. Love that passion. Welcome back to 20 minutes of West Brom chat. Coming up on this week's episode are variety of different topics, including that goal, Adam Armstrong signing, our transfer window reflections overall, now that it's closed. We're talking about the worst ever West Brom manager because, of course, we've finished our worst ever West Brom 11. There it is. We'll share it with you at the end. But who needs to manage this god-awful side? We'll get all the panel's views on that in a second. And it's Valentine's Day, of course, this Friday. So we're asking our panel here, how did they first fall in love with the Baggies? We've got our full team back with us. Delighted to have Dean, Dan. Oh, my buttons have gone wrong. He's there somewhere. There he is. Dean, Ben, Dan, and Aaron back with us. Thank you very much for watching as well. Hey, Dean, there's nothing like a last-minute winner, is there, to get the cockles warmed?
It's very rare for the Albion to score a last-minute winner, that's for sure. Had a few against us, but no, it was fantastic. Bear in mind, they scored a last-minute equaliser as well. All happened in injury time.
Absolutely. I mean, they're terrible at set pieces. They're the Wednesday fans, and we've been talking about their podcast all week about how they can't defend set pieces. Ben, nice to put one past them, though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think we scored from our worst corner of the game, to be honest, because we had about 9 or 10 in the first half, and I think the one we scored from wasn't the best corner. It was to the near post, and luckily, obviously, he got the flick on, and the rest is history, so to say.
Yeah. Okay. Talk us through the game, Dan, as itself. Was you just about shaded it in terms of deserving to win?
To yourself, I think it's a bit scrappy all round. I think we had the better of the chances. But again, it just came down to not being able to finish. But thankfully, Adam Armstrong got on the end of a decent cross by fellows. I don't know how he's managed to finish it from there. I don't know how he's managed to get his leg up that high to put it in the back of the net. But yeah, it's great to see a last-minute winner, though. I think the last time we got a last-minute winner at home, I think it was the season under Darren Moore when we beat Tottenham 1-0. The last literally kick of the game. I think that's the last time I saw a last-minute winner at home. So yeah, it's great.
Let's have a look at some social media takes then, shall we? Aaron Baggyman says, yes, excellent winning goal from Malumbi for a deserved win, which would have been greater, but for some amazing saves from Jeremy Beadle in the Wednesday goal. Stupid but deserved red card for Bartley. When will all players learn that violent striking of an opposing player will result in a sending off? And he's got form for this, Aaron, as we know. But what was your take on that little incident?
Yeah, it is silly. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not obviously what you expect from your captain as well. I mean, obviously, I think it's there was a whole host of players in the melee at the end of the game. I think I think it might have been Malumbi that started it off by probably saying one or two things that the Wednesday players wouldn't have liked, but. It's just one of them, and you enjoy seeing that as a fan. It's not obviously you don't want to see players kicking and punching each other and whatnot, but to show a bit of passion and to show a bit of care. It's nice to see, but you can't be going around putting your arms and hands and whatever in players' faces, especially in this day and age, because referees are more than happy to bring out a red card for and that'll be that. And obviously, you'll have no comeback from that. So definitely silly, but it's one of them, innit, really.
Just while we're with you, Aaron, did you go to Massey Cafe and get your free sausage butty before the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I had to go. I made a promise I'd go, so I definitely had to fulfil that one.
I mean, this is great from the club, by the way, isn't it? Not sure Massey's Cafe would have liked the retweet on this one, but free sausage sandwich for Adam Armstrong signing. Let's talk about your new signing then, Dean. I mean, 7 days ago, we were talking on this podcast as if that was it, all your business was done. How pleased are you to get probably the signing of the window? Many other clubs' accounts.
The icing on the cake, I think, Armstrong. I was pleased anyway with the way the transfer window had gone, getting Lancashire in, and this kid from Denmark. So yeah, I was quite happy, and then to get Armstrong in, probably one of the best strikers in the Championship over the last couple of years. So, and he proved his point on Saturday. I mean, I don't know if any of our players would have got on the end of that and put that away, to be honest. So that could be the difference between the playoffs and not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very pleased.
Lots of love for him, of course. Adam Bow, take a bow, kidder. I love that. Super finish by Armstrong. Very super Kev-like. Ben says DY2. What a player he looks. Would love to see him alongside Maja. Great charm at the end. Terrific win. Albion. Agree with all that, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, like we said, the finish is superb. I mean, the cross is good. It's kind of at waist height for him, so he's kind of torn between heading it and getting his foot on it, and somehow he kind of managed to get his foot on it. It's right in the corner. Not much power on it. Kind of went in slow motion, I think. It was right in the corner, and the keeper had no chance really. But like we said, I think last season he got 37 goal contributions in the Championship, and he was probably the best striker in the league last season. And for us to get him is massive, and could be the difference between us finishing in the playoffs. I think it's the piece we were missing, and hopefully he continues how he started on Saturday.
Yeah. We've had a couple of teams who've won the transfer window, and a couple of them have said West Brom with that particular signing. So all good. One negative, we always have to balance it out, Dan, with a few moans. Let's do this one. Mogga picked a weakened side, in my opinion, and it was down to him to see that and make changes in the second half when things were not happening for Albion. We lacked a cutting edge. The changes came and Albion got the win. Wednesday, good team, and the game plan nearly worked for them. Happy with the win and the points. As was as negative as I could find it this week for you, Dan. Is he right, though?
To be honest, I think the only negative I can put on is I know he's had a few decent games, but Dean Garner, I think he was trying to do too much. He was easily getting pushed off the ball. He just hasn't really got any. He hasn't got much strength in him. I mean, he's good with the tricks and flicks and that to get round players, but then if a bigger player comes in, he's easily pushed off the ball. And I think that's the only negative thing I can really say about the lineup from Saturday.
Aaron, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's one of those where I think Mowbray's gone and said, if you players can go out there and sort of, prove that you're, you should be starting, then fair enough. And I don't think they've done terribly. I think we were on top. At half time, I thought we were the better team, to be fair. So I don't think we were terrible. Granted, it was a weakened team because Dean Garner is not. I don't think he's as good as a player with Phillips or his fellow. Sorry, and he definitely hasn't been in as good form. Granton Johnson is a bit of a toss-up. It depends how you look at it and depends how you want to play, really. But under Mowbray, Johnson's been the better player. So, again, you can see why people would say it's a weakened side. I mean, when those two come on, the game changed straight away and we were on the front foot, putting balls out wide. And obviously, Fella's got his assist. So, it's obviously something in what he's saying. But, I agree to an extent, but can't really say that it's a massively weakened side. I don't think there was many bad players in the pitch. I think, we started Armstrong. Price got his first start. He looked quite good, in my opinion. I mean, I think he's a bit weak. I think he needs to bulk up a little bit, maybe. But, on the whole, I think it was a decent side to start with.
Can you still hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers for that, Aaron. 2 games then this week, in the space of 4 days. First of all, home to possibly managerless Blackburn by the time they come to you, and a trip to Millwall. How do you see these two going?
It's a great time to be playing Blackburn with the manager crisis, but it's Albion and we all know what could happen. Millwall, we never get anything down there, or very rarely. I can remember 1-2-0 win, and that's about it. But who knows? We're full of confidence. And just going back to your previous point, I think it was so nice that we could completely change things second half. We suddenly brought the 2 wingers on and brought Lancashire on, and it was completely different way of playing. First time we've been able to really do that. It's normally been like for like. So, yeah, pretty good, I thought. Yeah, full of confidence at the moment. So, we'll see.
Before we go any further, it is Valentine's Day, so we'd love it if you could just press that like button down there. Try and get us to 50 likes this week. That'd be absolutely amazing. And we're so close to 100 subscribers as well, so it'd be beautiful if we could wake up this time on Saturday morning and see 100 subscribers. So help us get to that point. Right then, the last 3 weeks or so, we've been making the worst ever West Brom side because we're just to get us through January and a little bit of fun. Let's have a look at what this team have managed to put together. I mean, some of these on here, Ben. I mean, yeah, it's not so much as just bad players, is it? Just bad players when they came to you, are they? I think, were you? This is just screaming instant relegation, though, Ben, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some decentish names on there, but like I said, I think they came at the wrong time. You know, Ricky Lambert in particular, we signed him, and you expecting sort of goals to come from him. He didn't do anything really, I don't think. Kukovic in the middle as well. We had our high hopes for him, and he was just here for a holiday, I think. Well, say holiday. You can't really have a holiday in West Brom, I suppose, but
it's all right.
You get what I mean.
Our AC building's good to look at, right? Dan, we need a captain. Yeah, Dan, we need a captain, please. Of this shower that you can see on there. Who's the worst of the worst that you'd never paid money to?
The worst of the worst. Oh God, I'd probably ask you Diego Lugano. I think he had one good game in the 2 seasons he was here, and the rest he was just shocking. I can't remember who it was, but literally gave him the run around all game. He's probably still looking for him now.
Bangalore, I think.
Probably a Bangalore route to a new one, but then again, he does that to everyone. But yeah, Lugano, he was shocking, so I'll bang him as captain.
Help us out in the comments for this as well. Who should be the captain of this particular side? Right, we're looking for the manager then. Worst ever West Brom manager.
Where do we start?
Aaron, kick us off, please.
Well, I mean, the only person I can think of would be Alan Pardew. I think it was just bad from start to finish, and I think bad is a bit of an understatement. I think it was a massive disaster. Then there's one picture that goes around quite often on Albion Twitter where it's Darren Moore behind Alan Pardew just looking puzzled as to why he's doing what he's doing, sort of thing. Where obviously Darren Moore got the job after, and he had a clue about what he was talking about, so you can see why that was justified. But yeah, I mean, he fell out with Alan Neom in the changing room, which I think Ben Foster spoke about on his podcast. The tactics were dreadful. I don't think we won I can't remember how many games we won in the league, but I think his most memorable thing from his time in charge was beating Liverpool in the cup, which fair enough was a good result, but he didn't help us at all in that season, and I think down to him we got relegated that season.
Dean?
Yeah, he's on my list. There's a few contenders, to be honest. Yeah, Pardew. I couldn't stand Pulis personally, although he did what he did. He does what he does. Steve Bruce. And going back in time, Donow was a disaster back in the day.
These are all good shouts, Ben.
Yeah, I had Alan Pardew as well. I think Alan Pardew was in charge when the attacks against Barcelona, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
So that shows how much control he had. The other one of the guys, Alan Irvine. I think he was responsible for signing some of them players in the team that we've got already at the moment. So it was a shocking appointment, and it was never going to end well with him. So I'd say Alan Irvine is a different one.
I'm not having any Alan Irvine abuse on here. We'll have you know. Dan?
I think another one to add to that list is probably Allardyce. I think he came just for the payday. I mean, he got us the result against Wolves, which is always great. And people might say, "Oh yeah, he's a legend for beating the Wolves," but he was there just for a payday. And I think we was the first team to put the relegation mark on him because he's never been relegated as a manager. So there we go. He just didn't really look interested from the start.
Right, we need some help here. Then it looks like Pardew's going to get the vote. I think if 3 of you are putting in, but let us know if they've missed any in the comments below. Thank you very much. You four, can't let you go just yet because it is Valentine's Day, of course, on Friday, ahead of recording this. So we're asking you four and our panel as well to come up with how they first fell in love with West Brom. Who's responsible for it? How old were you? And what was your first experience of the Baggies? Let's get this off with Dan, shall we?
I think my first experience with the Albion was, I'm sure it was early 90s. I'm sure it was about 6. And my mum took me to, I think it might have been a friendly game actually against Crystal Palace. We won 1-0. And I think it was just the atmosphere that I loved, even though it was like a friendly game. I just love the atmosphere sitting this weekend. And then all the way back to the car, I was singing up 1-0 to the Albion. And then I think we had the likes of Richard Sneakers, and a few others. Alan Miller, who sadly passed away now. But yeah, I just loved it, just being there.
Okay. Aaron?
Well, I mean, it's a family thing for me. I mean, I think majority of my family on my side support Albion, so it's one of those things where I didn't really have a choice. I mean, I'm not complaining at all, but yeah. And in terms of a first game, there's not one single game that sticks out in my mind, but there's quite a few actually that are just various, and they're very varied, and they differentiate quite a bit as well. I think we played Porto at home in a pre-season friendly about 12, 15 years ago. And I don't know why that sticks in my mind. I just remember the Porto fans in the corner just being loud for the whole 90 minutes, and I feel like that was a different atmosphere. And then there's a cup game against Arsenal where we lost on penalties. I think we were 2-2 in the game or something like that, and then we lost like 5-4 on penalties when someone scarred it over the bar. I think it was a defender if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean beyond that, I can't remember much before that, but I definitely would have been going a lot longer before that as well. So, but those are the only two games that can really stick out in my mind.
Okay. Ben?
Yeah, similar to Aaron said, it's a family thing. I've always gone with my dad. He started taking me sort of mid to late 90s when we weren't very good. So, I was being kind of dragged there. I don't think I was enjoying it too much, but the one game that sticks out when I kind of got me hooked was 2004-05 Great Escape season. Beat Man City 2-0. Kevin Campbell scored. The atmosphere was like amazing, and that sort of got me proper hooked on it. And I'm 34 now, so sort of 20 years on, we're still there every week.
Good stuff. And Dino.
That makes me feel ancient listening to it. Yeah, hence my first mug.
Yes.
That's my mum and dad on the way to
book.
Wembley, 1954. I had no choice. My dad was chairman of the supporters club in the late 40s, early 50s. So I was taken up first game around 65, 66. But yeah, it's a long time ago anyhow. I'm 64 now. So I don't remember it. It's just all a blur. I just got taken up. Whoever would take me up in the mid-60s, sat on the wall behind the goal at the Brummie Road and worshipped Jeff Astle every week.
Oh,
and yeah, saw the good old days, fortunately.
Good. And none of you have had Wolves family members or anyone? No. Aren't you dating a Wolves fan, Aaron?
Yeah,
I imagine that.
I've got family, but it's more like my nan's side, so it's okay. It plays no relevance.
My missus is a Wolves side. My missus is Wolverhampton, so.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Right. How do you decide who the kids support, Ben? I don't get that.
No, he ain't got a choice. My little boy's 2 at the moment. My little boy's only 2, and he's already got every West Brom shirt, so we're all right.
Okay, right. You've got your priorities sorted. Good. Right. Thanks for showing your love for West Brom there, and let us know in the comments how you first fell in love with the Baggies, and we'll read some of these out next week. Right. Thank you very much, you guys. Enjoy your game against Blackburn. We'll count that down next week, and enjoy your trip to Millwall, Dino. Stay safe out there. You know what they're like. You know what it's like in Bermondsey. We'll hopefully see you safe.
It's all right these days. Around Borough Market and the Bermondsey BMR. It's all right.
We'll see you safe back here next week. Right, have a good one, everyone.